So what is a bootstrap paradox? Or should I ask, what is predestination paradox? Before talking about the bootstrap paradox, let's understand what do we mean by paradox. Basically, a paradox is an absurd or a contradictory statement or proposition which when investigated may prove to be well-founded or true. Or in simpler words, a paradox is a funny and confusing idea that tricks our brain because it does not have any simpler answer or explanation. It's like a riddle that goes round and round without stopping. Let's see an example. Imagine a person saying that, "I am lying." Now, if this person is telling a truth and it says, "I am lying," then it must be lying. But if he is lying, then it actually telling the truth. The funny part is that you can't say if that person is lying or telling the truth. So, let's talk about bootstrap paradox or predestination paradox. What it says is that if an object or a person or any piece of information being sent back in time and becoming the very cause of itself in future, creating a causal loop. This creates the scenario where we cannot point out its origin. Let's see this with the help of an example. Imagine you got a book with a time machine's design from your father. You build a time machine using that book and travel back in time to give it to your father. Making it book becomes that only book that you used to create that time machine. So, what is the origin of that book, from where your father got that book if it is not given by your future self who eventually got that book from your father? Who wrote it? From here we can say that the book exists in a loop without its clear point of origin. As it is not very easy to understand, or you can say funny, it is used in various movies, TV shows, and books. So let's take a look in that. Let's talk about a popular film series, Terminator. In that movie, John Connor sends Kyle Reese back in time, and Reese becomes his father, creating a causal loop. And there is a whole Netflix series based on this. Dark. In that series, there are many times this paradox happened. There is also a book named By His Bootstraps, written by Robert A. Heinlein. In this, a protagonist encounters future versions of himself, creating a complex time loop with multiple interactions. So, got the idea what is this paradox, right? Let's dwell a little deeper. So it suggests that anything can exist without its clear point of origin, which challenges our understanding of causality. It also implies that everything is predetermined and unavoidable. You can't change anything. Say, if you travel back in time to change something, you will end up doing the exact thing that will triggers the particular event you traveled back to change. So what you say, who make that particular event to originally happen, it's your future self, right? So what all this is trying to say, that we don't have a free will to do whatever we want, it's all predestined or pre-written. Even me writing this script is pre-written somewhere. Now, let's talk about the scientific perspective of this bootstrap paradox. In general relativity theory proposed by Einstein, spacetime can be curved by massive objects. In some solutions of Einstein's field equation, it allows some path in spacetime to loop back on known as CTCs or closed time-like curves. One of the solutions of this equation known as Gödel metric, which describes the rotating universe where CTC are possible and you can travel on these curves to travel in time and interact to your future or past self. Another scientific perspective is retrocausality, concept of quantum mechanics, which suggests that events at quantum level can affect the past, hinting at the causal loops. They also performed an experiment known as delayed choice quantum eraser experiment, that the action taken in present can influence the particles in past. For instance, particles seem to decide how to behave based on the measurement that haven't been made yet. This experiment hints at nonlinear time relationships and suggests that causality might not be straightforward as it seems. So, let's see the theories that resolve this bootstrap paradox. One is multiverse theory, which says that every time travel creates a parallel universe. This way, every action taken in past creates a new timeline, avoiding causal loops, like in Avengers films. Second is Novikov's self-consistency principle, which says that every time travel event will always align with the established history. In other words, any action taken in the past by time traveler were already accounted for in the timeline, preventing any contradiction and paradoxes. Now let's conclude what we talked about. The bootstrap paradox presents a fascinating challenge to our understanding of time, causality, and the origin of objects or information. While general relativity and quantum mechanics offer intriguing possibilities for time travel and causal loops, they also introduce complexities that challenge our classical views. The multiverse theory and the Novikov self-consistency principle provide potential resolutions, suggesting that the universe might naturally prevent paradoxes or create alternate timelines to maintain consistency. Let's wrap up, guys. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel to get these explanations ongoing. Until we meet again.